Now, back to your turn on 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio. The phone lines are open, so call in and join the conversation at 623-1330.
How can one man bother so many people by simply telling the truth? Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio.
All right. Well, Bradley Jensen, you just asked the $1 million question. How can one man, little old me, bother so many people? And then when you throw Mike Shoesmith in the mix, good gracious, we upset people from coast to coast and around the world, Mike.
Well, listen, back in 2000, I think it was 2010, I signed up. I infiltrated the Obama campaign headquarters by signing up for their email list, right?
Right.
And we used to report on all of the stuff coming out of there on Freedom Friday and on PP Simmons and whatnot. But when the campaign was over, I did not bother to unlist myself from the campaign email list because I just figured the campaign headquarters would just evaporate, right? Just go away.
Right. You'd think.
Yeah, and they did for a while. But now recently, they have ramped things back up, man. If you go to BarackObama.com, you're going to be taken to a group. What the heck? What are they called?
I don't know.
Barack.
It's probably called Barack Obama for KingOfTheWorld.com.
It's called Organizing for Action. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Organizing for Action.
Yeah.
So that is if you go to BarackObama.com, you'll be taken to Organizing for Action,
right.
And they're fundraising now for the next line of attack. Ever since when they lost the battle for your guns down there,
right.
When they lost that battle, they fired up the email machine again, Carl, and now they're in battle mode. Organizing for Action is in battle mode. The next battlefield is the tried and true, the fear-mongering that comes through climate change, right? The oceans are rising and they're going to wipe out your family and everything, right?
Right.
So now. Look, listen, folks. They're fundraising for this now. This is the next battle coming, and once the Benghazi thing is over and all that, the next battle will be ClimateGate again, and they are launching full-scale attacks through their email list. They've got millions of people in the email list, and the latest. Now they're attacking Boehner by name. Saying that he's one of those tinfoil hat kind of guys, But the one that struck me recently was 2 days ago, and they equated denying the effects of man-made global warming with believing in the existence of unicorns.
Right.
So here's the logic. If you deny that people are responsible for global warming, you are no different than someone who believes that unicorns exist. Right? And that is a sort of hidden slap at the Bible, isn't it?
Right. Supposed to be.
They are sort of partnering with the atheists there, aren't they? Because the atheists say, you're a Christian, you believe in talking snakes and unicorns.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Well, in fact, we do. because guess what? The guy's name is Ivan Frischberg. He's the climate campaign manager for Organizing for Action. Remember that name now, Ivan Frischberg. You heard it first on Freedom Friday here. He's the climate campaign manager, guys, for Organizing for Action. That is BarackObama.com.
Right.
And he has said that believing in unicorns, well, if you don't believe in man-made global warming, you're no different than those Bible thumpers who believe that unicorns existed.
Right.
Well, listen. The word unicorn, we get that from Job, right? The unicorn is described as a powerful beast with great strength, right?
Right.
That is not a horse with a horn sticking out of its head, folks. In that passage, the Lord was schooling Job with a lesson of remembrance. Job knew what a unicorn was, and he knew it wasn't going to be harnessed for farming or anything like that. You weren't going to ride this thing. The message was clear. This is an animal with tremendous strength, and it's called a unicorn by the Lord. But check this out. This will amaze you. The next time the atheists tell you, "Oh, you just believe in unicorns," say, "Yep, sure do." So does Wikipedia. From Wikipedia, it says that the unicorn is actually an Indian rhinoceros, and the Latin word for the Indian rhinoceros is, get this, Rhinoceros unicornis.
That's correct.
The Rhinoceros unicornis is from the Greek and Latin, and it means one horn upon the nose. That's what a unicorn is, folks.
Yep.
And you can go to a unicorn is just now some people say it was a giant ox. I don't know. I've never seen an ox with a horn sticking out of his head.
Right.
But the one-horned rhinoceros, folks, it's called in Latin the rhinoceros unicorn. As unicorns exist, and if you go to the Nature Channel, one of these days you will see one on your television.
Absolutely, a real live unicorn. Well, listen, we've got to go, Mike. We're only about 20, 30 seconds away from having to sign off at the top of the hour. Tell folks where they can find your stuff and all the P.P. Simmons stuff and how they can contact you live.
You can find P.P. Simmons on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and ppsimmons@live.com. Send me an email for free books. And always remember, Jesus loves you. And like I always tell my friends, I am his favorite. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Okay, Mike. That's Mike Shoesmith out of Toronto, Canada. And I am Carl Gallups, broadcasting from along the Gulf Coast, down here in a secret location. Actually, it's not secret at all. It's the most powerful AM radio station on the Gulf Coast, from Tampa to New Orleans. 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio, broadcasting to 4 states along the Gulf Coast and the world by internet and smartphone. We'll be right back. Top of the second hour. We got a great show for you.